Am I sharing?
Yes, yes, we see your presentation. Yeah.
Okay, great. So my topic is concessive clause in the Hebrew text of the book of Genesis, and we had to describe and classify the concessive constructions in the Hebrew text of the book of Genesis, and this meant that we had to find them in the text first, and also analyze grammatically and semantically. So there was a task that consisted of several steps. Okay, a bit about concessivity. It is a complex semantic notion because concessive constructions can be viewed both as a reverse causal and as a case of adversative clauses. Also, there is a type of conditionals that is called concessive conditionals, but in their structure, they are very close to conditionals, so we are not discussing them now. Task number one was to find concessive constructions in the text of the book of Genesis. Such languages as Russian and English have specific markers of concessivity. And in English, those are conjunctions, though and although. But Biblical Hebrew does not have those, and we had to rely mainly on semantic and context and try to find some formal semantic markers. All in all, we found 27 relevant examples. And here I should note that unfortunately, Hebrew grammars were of limited use because mostly they have examples from the prophets and the book of Psalms and not the Torah. And different translations, Russian and English, were of some help. And this is the classification with which I came about.
Natalia, I'm sorry, maybe you need to move the presentation because we see only the first page.
I don't know what's the problem.
You have to scroll it somehow. Just click it. Yes, yes, like that. Yeah, something.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was. You weren't seeing.
Yes, yes, it's okay.
Okay. Okay, back to the presentation. And the first thing that I should say that it is about relative position of the principal and subordinate clause. Mostly, as you can see, subordinate clause precedes principal clause, and this is the default order in which these clauses go, and most of the languages of the world do it that way. But it is notable that the reverse order, there are some examples of the reverse order when the principal clause precedes the subordinate clause, and this is not the case for some languages, and it is notable that Hebrew language has this order. But there were no examples of the third option when the subordinate clause is inserted between the two parts of the principal clause. And this table shows temporal correlation and the number of examples for each of the cases, and what verb forms and what way of what are the ways of linking of the clauses. And now I will switch to the examples of each of these cases. The first variant has the most examples, and also variant A, which has vital and perfect forms in the subordinate and principal clauses, is not in the direct speech, and the rest of examples are in the direct speech. And there are also two other options. You can see the examples. I think I won't be reading them out, just show what they are. And two other variants when the secondary subordinate clause action follows principal clause action, and we have infinitivus constructus and perfect. And mostly opposition has to be derived from the context. And this is the difficulty. The third variant, when the subordinate clause describes the state of things, have a nominal clause there, and this is no surprise. And in the fourth variant, when we have future actions, we have two imperfects, again no surprise. And the fifth variant, when the principal clause and subordinate clause are reversed, we have perfect and in principal clause and nominal clause as a subordinate clause. This was a short overview of these things, and my conclusions were that identify some semantic indicators. These were either verbs with opposing meanings, and in one case antonyms, good and evil, but it is not a frequent case. Also were identified the most frequent polysemantic markers of concessivity. Those were conjunctions, key, and where. Well, this is important because grammars show linkings with im, gam, ki, and al. And we don't have those in the book of Genesis, not in one case. And also was described this situation when the principal clause precedes the secondary clause, and this is interesting because this is not the case with all of the languages. And was described this temporal correlation of the secondary and the principal clauses. And there wasn't anything very surprising, but maybe it is a start to looking at a larger set of examples. That's all with me.
Oh, thank you very much.